Hey everyone, welcome to my channel, Aditya Permana. My name is Adit, and I'm someone who loves diving deep into stories, especially the ones filled with action, strategy, and unexpected twists. On this channel, we'll explore fascinating worlds, analyze characters, and discuss theories you might not have thought of before. And today we're taking a deep dive into one of the most intriguing characters in web novel history, Kim Dokja from Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint. If you love stories about survival, intelligence, and rewriting fate, then stick around. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so we can keep exploring amazing stories together. All right, let's get started. Imagine reading a novel, knowing every twist and turn, every secret hidden within its pages. Now, imagine waking up one day only to find that the world around you has become that very story. That's exactly what happens to Kim Dokja, the reader who changed the world. Kim Dokja is the protagonist of Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint, or ORV, a novel written by the duo authors under the pen name Sing Shang. But what makes him so special? Unlike other heroes, he wasn't born with supernatural strength or destined for greatness. His only advantage? He was the sole reader who had finished a novel called 3 Ways to Survive in a Ruined World, TWSA. And when reality suddenly transforms into the setting of that story, his knowledge becomes his greatest weapon. Let's dive deeper into his journey, his struggles, his relationships, and the impact he leaves on the world around him. Slide 2. Kim Dokja's background. Kim Dokja's very name carries meaning. In Korean, Dokja means only child, a reflection of his lonely existence. He grew up without strong connections, living a quiet and isolated life. By day, he was just another office worker, living on autopilot, stuck in a monotonous routine. But beneath this ordinary life, he had one passion: reading. More specifically, he was devoted to a web novel called 3 Ways to Survive in a Ruined World, TWSA. Unlike most readers, he didn't just skim through the chapters, he read every word, every detail, every hidden foreshadowing. For years, he was the only person who had completed the entire novel, making him the sole witness to its secrets. And then, something unthinkable happens. The novel's events begin unfolding in reality. The monsters, the disasters, the system that dictates survival. It all comes to life. While the world plunges into chaos, Kim Dokja finds himself in a unique position. He is the only one who knows what's coming next. But can a mere reader survive in the world of his favorite story? Slide 3. What is Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint? Narration. Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint is a fusion of fantasy, action, and psychological drama. It isn't just a story about survival, it's a story about breaking free from fate. The premise is simple yet fascinating. The modern world is suddenly rewritten to match the events of TWSA, a novel about an apocalyptic reality. People are forced into deadly scenarios, where survival depends on strength, wit, and luck. Kim Dokja, however, has something no one else does: knowledge. He knows the future, the challenges ahead, and the hidden rules of the game. But even with this advantage, the story doesn't unfold as he expects. The characters he once saw as fictional now have real emotions, real struggles, and their own will. As Kim Dokja moves forward, he realizes that just because he knows the story doesn't mean he can control it. And soon, the lines between reader and protagonist begin to blur. Slide 4. Kim Dokja's characteristics. Kim Dokja is not your typical hero. He isn't the strongest fighter or the chosen one with an unbeatable power. But what makes him stand out is his intelligence and adaptability. 1. He is a strategist, constantly thinking ahead and making use of every piece of knowledge he has. 2. He is manipulative, but not out of malice. He does what needs to be done to ensure survival. 3. He is deeply human, struggling with self-doubt and isolation, making him relatable to readers. 4. And most importantly, he is a natural leader, not because he wants to be, but because he has no choice. Despite his flaws, people are drawn to him, not because he is perfect, but because he understands them. He knows what it's like to feel powerless, to struggle against forces beyond control, and that's what makes him so compelling. Slide 5. Kim Dokja's role in the story. Kim Dokja is more than just a survivor. He becomes the bridge between reality and fiction. At first, he is just an observer, using his knowledge to stay ahead. But as events unfold, he starts influencing the story itself. He forms alliances, changes outcomes, and even defies the system that governs the world. What makes his journey so powerful is that he doesn't see himself as a hero. He was never meant to be one. Yet, in a world filled with chaos, his actions inspire those around him. Without realizing it, he becomes the heart of the story, the one who connects characters, shapes destinies, and ultimately challenges the fate written for him. Slide 6. The conflicts he faces. Kim Dokja's path is filled with challenges, both external and internal. 1. A transformed world. The once normal world is now a battleground, filled with deadly creatures and impossible trials. 2. Complex relationships. The people he meets are not just characters. They have their own emotions, grudges, and choices. 3. Fighting fate. The system wants him to follow a predetermined path, but he refuses to be a puppet. Slide 7. Values learned from Kim Dokja. Kim Dokja's story isn't just about adventure. It's about the values he represents. Courage and sacrifice. He doesn't hesitate to put himself in danger for others. The power of teamwork. No one survives alone, and the bonds he forms become his greatest strength. Defying fate. He refuses to accept the future as written, proving that destiny can be changed. Humanity. Even in the darkest moments, he holds on to his compassion and empathy. Through him, we learn that heroes aren't born. They are made through the choices they take. Slide 8. Relationships with other characters. Kim Dokja's relationships shape his journey. Yoo Jung-yuk, a powerful regressor who was meant to be the true protagonist. Their relationship is a mix of rivalry, trust, and mutual dependence. Jung Hee-won, Lee Hyun-sung, and others, his allies who evolve into strong warriors by his side. The Dokkaebi and the system, the forces trying to control the world, which Kim Dokja constantly opposes. These relationships are at the core of ORV, showing how even in an apocalyptic world, connections can bring both strength and conflict. Slide 9 and 10. Kim Dokja's influence and conclusion. Kim Dokja's journey is one of transformation, not just for himself, but for everyone around him. He challenges fate, forms unbreakable alliances, and ultimately reshapes the story itself. But beyond the fictional world, his character has inspired countless readers in real life. Through Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint, we see that even ordinary people can change the world, not through strength, but through determination, resilience, and the courage to rewrite their own fate. And that's it for today's video. Kim Dokja is definitely one of the most unique protagonists out there, and his journey is something that sticks with you long after you finish the story. What do you think about him? Do you have a favorite moment from Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to Aditya Permana, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any future content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.